Hello everyone, Rob Neilinger here. I'm with Zaida, who is our intern. And how long have you been our intern for?
For about 2 weeks now.
Okay, and we're just throwing you right into the fire in videos, and you're actually helping our marketing team right now a little bit, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And where do you go to school?
Big Spring High School.
Big Spring. So that's my alma mater, which you probably know. So I went to Big Spring. I'm a Bulldog. You're a Bulldog.
Yes.
Have you always been a Bulldog?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wow. So me too, except for in elementary school, I went to a Catholic school for a little while. So we have, so you made up some questions that you wanted to ask, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
All right. So first off, do I need a real estate license as an investor?
Okay, so to be a real estate investor, like to buy rental properties or to flip properties, I do not need to have a real estate license to do that.
Okay.
I actually have my real estate license, but I do not need it to do those two items. And it's not required, but I will tell you, so this is in Pennsylvania, but some states actually do require it for some of those items. So it's not required here.
Interesting. Is there like a recommended education path you would recommend people pursuing if they want to be an investor?
An investor?
Yeah.
I think the easiest way for someone that wants to be an investor, we were just with Maddie, she's 19, she just bought her first 2-unit, is she just went to real estate meetup groups, she got around people that are doing it, and I have found that, back in that hallway back there's a lot of people that own real estate, and I think getting around people that are doing it is probably the easiest way.
All right. Secondly, can I begin investing in real estate with no money?
The answer is yes. I did buy a $13 million property with no dollars out of my pocket. So you can definitely do it. You would have to learn a few things, right? So when you buy that first one, you could go, you could maybe get a seller to sell you a property and finance it for you. If you're good at talking or convincing them that you can do what you say you're going to do, which is, hey, I'm going to pay you on time, I'm going to make sure it's rented, and I'm going to fix up the property and keep it nice and pay you, you could get someone to sell or finance it. Maddie on our real estate team is 19, and she got a seller to do just that. She put, I think, $5,000 down. Normally, if you're buying an investment property, you have to put 20%. So if it's a $150,000 property, you would need $40,000. So getting a seller to seller finance it would be one thing. Another way to go about it is if you have a friend or family member that has a lot of cash sitting around, and you can prove to them that you're going to go buy a property for cash and do the right things with it and pay them monthly, that's how you can get someone to loan you money that's a friend or family member. Like if you had a really rich cousin or a grandfather that has money, if you could preach to them on how you would go take that money, be responsible with it, buy a property, and in return pay them money, then in a year or two after doing that, you could go get a bank loan and get all their money back. And now you have no money in that property. That's called the Burr method. Have you ever heard of that?
I think so, yeah.
Do you understand a little bit of that? Or is it
a little bit?
So if I bought it, okay, let's say the property is $100,000. I go over to my Uncle Jim and say, Jim, can I have 100? I want the 100. I need 5,000 for closing costs, and let's say we're going to put 20,000 into the property. So I don't have any money. So I go to Jim and say, Uncle Jim, I'm going to buy this property. I need 100. I need the 5,000 for closing costs, and I need the 20,000 to fix it up. So I'm going to have 125,000 in this property. But here's the thing, Jim. I talk to my friends at the office, and they tell me I can rent each unit, because there's 2 units in this $125,000 property, for $1,000 each. And I can rent them, and that's $2,000 a month income on $125,000. So there's plenty of money, Jim, to pay you back after I pay my taxes, my insurance, any common electric. And then what you can go do is after you own the property for a year or two, is you could go to a bank, as long as you're 18, you could go to a bank and get a bank loan. And let's say, because with the rent income of $2,000, you could probably get a $150,000 loan. And if you got the $150,000 loan, how much do we owe on the property?
100,000?
Well, the 100 plus the 5 plus the 20.
Oh, then
so 125 is how much we owe Uncle Jim. Mm-hmm. But the bank now, because of all the income we are making, the bank will give me 150,000.
Oh, okay.
So I go to the bank, they give me a check for 150,000. Jim takes his 125, and guess what I'm left over? I get $25,000 for me. And that's tax-free when you do it like that. Now I can take that 25,000, I've got options. I can go buy something with it, or the smart thing to do, in my opinion, is to go buy another piece of real estate and try to keep, and then go back to Jim again. So if you borrow money from Uncle Jim and you do all this and you pay him his interest every month, so he's making money on his cash that was just sitting there, and you go pay him back, guess what he's going to want to do the next time you do it?
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. And we have people that have given us, a couple $100,000. We have one guy that we had $1.5 million of his dollars at one time, and we just kept doing this with properties when we could. So that's the way to do it with no money down. That was a long explanation. So,
So what would you need as a beginner to start in real estate?
we touched on this a little bit before. So if you want to get started in real estate, I started as a salesperson. So, and if you can, I only wanted to sell real estate so that I could buy it. My passion was to own real estate, but you need you have to make money to pay bills and save up money. So I became a real estate agent, and I got really good at selling real estate just by getting around people that were selling a lot of real estate. And then we paid for coaching. We got coaching to get better. And my brothers and I and my wife, we all paid for that coaching, and ultimately we got better. And Berkshire Hathaway brought that coach into us. So being with a big company, they have resources that most companies can't have, and that bringing that coach in was life-changing for us.
That's great.
So getting around people that are doing what you want to do is a big answer for me.
And what inspired you to invest in real estate?
I don't know exactly, but I remember being in college, and I'd built houses in the summers with my dad, but my dad and I were building this mobile home park, and I wanted to build something that had income monthly. So I have a like we say passive income, but really it's not passive because you do have to make sure everything's working, like the rent's coming in. But I like the idea of building something that makes money when I'm not here. Like if I'm on vacation, the rents still come in every month.
Yeah.
Now, and I also have an addiction to that. So I bought a lot of real estate. So that we have about 800 rental properties right now.
Wow.
And we make a little bit off of each one of them, and it all adds up to a lot. And I think it's been good. It's not been as easy as I thought it would be, though. There's lots of things you learn along the way. And once again, if you can get around someone that's doing it, you can maybe eliminate some of those problems. I have too many problems to list. You would have no idea, Zaida, the problems we've had over the last 20 years.
Oh, wow. And then lastly, how do I find leads and start networking for my first deal?
Okay, so how do you find leads? So, I think if you were just telling somebody, if you were telling your friends and family member, everyone you're coming across, hey, I'm Zaida and I'm looking to buy my first rental property. Somebody might just hear that. Like if you just have your head on a swivel and you're telling people what you're doing all the time, eventually it's just going to happen. Something will click. Some friend or family member will be like, I have this 2-unit and I just am tired of these tenants. And that's where you could step in and be that person, and you already know those people and you have that relationship, and they might just kind of sell you that property because they're tired of it. And that's how you can maybe get a good deal.
That's great.
I don't think I've gotten some good deals like that, but by saying that all the time, eventually it happened. Like my brother was telling our one friends who rode horses at my mom's house, hey, if you ever sell that 20-unit property, we would love to buy it. And my brother would tell him that every time he saw him. And one day, that guy came to my brother and says, hey, I want to sell it, but I want $1 million. It's 20 units, and it's $1 million. And we're like, we don't have $1 million. We can't even get a loan for $1 million. So you would need $200,000 down to buy that. So we went and got a partner that gave us the 200 plus the money that we needed. We needed $300,000 to close the deal.
Wow.
So we went and found that person that gave us $300,000. We closed that deal. We made a little bit of money per month. And about 7 months ago, we sold that property after owning it for 7 years. We didn't make a lot on it monthly. And the investor got all his money back. And my family and that investor, we each got a check for $430,000.
Wow.
So we didn't make a lot monthly. My brother told him every single time that he saw him that he wanted to buy the property. And then when he came and said, I want to sell it, we acted quickly. And then we made it happen. And it wasn't a good deal until we sold it 7 years later. But I think if you wanted to buy real estate, you should just continuously tell people I want to buy real estate. I remember when I went to the beach like 7 or 8 years in a row, and I was looking in that development. Every single time I went there, I was out looking at houses like I was a buyer. And my wife's like, you're never buying a beach house. Stop. Why are you even looking? Well, because if you tell yourself enough times that you're going to make something happen, sure enough, 8 years later, after looking at beach houses every year, I bought one. Because I knew the market, I had studied it, and when a good deal hit, I went and made it happen.
That's great.
But it's because I put it in my head that I was going to make it happen. If I would have listened to my wife and just stopped looking, right, then it wouldn't have happened.
No beach house.
No beach house.
I was gonna have a beach house.
So it doesn't matter whether it's real estate or whatever you're passionate about. If you keep, forcing yourself towards that vision that you have for yourself and what you want to do, I don't think it matters. Like it could be horseback riding or whatever. It doesn't have to be just real estate. It could be whatever you like to do.
It's an interesting concept.
Does that help at all?
No, it definitely does.
So do you have any idea what you want to go to school for yet?
Definitely marketing.
Okay.
Not 100% sure which kind of like path in marketing, but I know somewhere in that direction.
And what do you like about marketing?
I really like, honestly, just like advertising and promoting things. Like I love like pushing ideas out to the public and trying to get people more involved.
Yeah.
I'm very involved with my school and I do that a lot for them. And so this internship was like a really exciting position for me to kind of take that a step like forward.
Does that mean you stay in Central PA when you graduate college, or does that mean you want to go to like a big city and do the big stuff? Or
Probably a bigger area, I would say, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I appreciate your help with our company, and we appreciate you coming in from Big Spring to do this.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.